Hello there, good afternoon, and welcome to Hotspot on your number one online television channel, CTV. My name is Wisdom Chinwoba, aka the Principal Thing, and I'm here to serve you all the updates coming from the world of sports. Yes, as it concerns football, tennis, basketball, and every other thing. Yes, so today we've got a bumper package for you, so do well to stay tuned. Once we come back from this break, we'll be going straight into all of our conversations. Alright, so once again, welcome back. You're still listening to Hotspot on your number one online television channel, CTV, and I am your host, Wisdom Chinwoba, aka the Principal Thing. So today, guys, we've got some interesting conversations, yes, for us to sink our teeth into, and we are going to be starting from the Euros. In fact, that will be our major focus on today's show. Yes, we know that the final of the Euros is upon us. It's going to be going down this Sunday between Spain and England. We know that their journey to the final, talking about both teams, for Spain and England, it's been a very incredible one for England. England have had to do a comeback, in their way rather to the final. They faced the likes of Switzerland, Slovakia, Slovenia, and they've all had to do a comeback to get to the final. But for Spain, it's been a smooth sailing journey for them, destroying all the teams that came across their path. So heading into that final, both teams are really set to give us a cracking show, and it is one that I hope you and I would get to enjoy on Sunday. I wonder what you make of the game. I wonder what your prediction for that game is, because that game, in terms of history, has a whole lot surrounding it, and then looking at the current quality of play by both teams. For England, a whole lot of people were disappointed with how they started the tournament, but nonetheless, it seems as though they've turned a new leaf, and they are starting to put smile on the faces of their fans. But let me just give you a bit of background or insight as to what you should expect going into that final on Sunday. Well, by the way, the Copa America final as well would also be going down. It's also upon us. Yes, Argentina, the defending champion of the Copa America, would be taking on Colombia. It's more like Argentina taking on James Rodriguez, because James Rodriguez for Colombia has been very outstanding for them. But that is not our focus for today. We are focusing on the Euros. So let me just give you an insight, like I said earlier, about the final, that is Spain and England. So this is the third meeting between Spain and England, at an UEFA European Championship, and with England winning 2-1 in the 1980 group stage before progressing 4-2 on penalties after a 0-0 draw in the 1996 quarter-final. Well, England, unfortunately for them, but they failed to score in 3 of their 4 major tournaments. That is talking about the World Cup or the Euros. So they failed to score in 3 of their 4 major tournaments against Spain. Yes, with the last 2 of such matches, ending 0-0. That's talking about both the 1982 World Cup and the Euro in 1996. So England doesn't seem to have luck when it comes to Spain. They just don't know how to break the defense of Spain, and I'm wondering if the story would be different this weekend. And then for Spain, they've only lost 4 of their last 14 meetings with England in all competitions. They've won England 7 times and they've drawn 3. They've lost 7 in a row against the 3 Lions before this. So prior to this incredible run of form against England, Spain had lost 7 games back to back to England. But after that 7th loss, Spain decided to turn the table around, and since then Spain are unbeaten against England. That they've only lost 4 of their last 14 meetings when England. Then all competitions they've won 7 and they've drawn 3. Well, the last time England faced Spain, well, in the Nations League to be precise, in October 2018, England won 3-2. Yes, so the last time England won Spain in a major tournament was in October 2018 at the UEFA Nations League. Well, since then they've not won consecutive meetings with the La Roja. Yes, so and finally, just to give you this final bit of insight, all of these things I'm telling you is just to let you know what to expect. And I'm definitely gonna love to get your reaction. So many people have heard so many people say, hey. I don't think the Three Lions can do anything to the La Roja. I think Spain all the way, Spain all the way. But you look at how the Three Lions have played. They might not really play impressive football, but so far so good. They've managed to get the result and find themselves in the final. And that is going to lead to our next conversation when we're going to be talking about Gareth Southgate. But for now, let me just give you this final bit of insight. So Spain have won their last 3 major tournament finals, winning the UEFA Euro in 2018 and 2012, and then the FIFA World Cup in 2010. So no European side has ever been successful in 4 consecutive World Cup or Euro matches before. That says a lot about Spain and getting to the final. So it shows you that once Spain get to the final, Spain will definitely win that final. So that is something that England fans or supporters should be worried about, because Spain, once they get to the final, hey, there's no knocking them out. There is no depriving them of that trophy. So Spain have won 3 of their last major tournament finals. They've won the Euro, back to back in 2008 and 2012, and then the World Cup final in 2010. So that is just the bit of insight I'm giving you on that one. As regard the final, for you to prepare your mind heading into that final. And now moving away from the final, but still dwelling on the Euros, we've seen some incredible goals in this tournament. Really, I have to say that we've seen some incredible goals, and not just goals but results as well. And I'm wondering, what is your best goal of the tournament so far? And we saw just last week, Jamal Musiala, the 16-year-old wonder kid. Well, by the way, his birthday is coming soon, so I think he's going to turn 17, I think, by tomorrow. So he's no longer going to be the 16-year-old wonder kid, but this time the 17-year-old wonder kid. But heading into that final, in the semi-final, we scored a golazo against France. And that goal has been described by a whole lot of people as the best goal of the tournament so far. And I wonder what you on the other side think, if you agree with that, or if you have another goal in your mind. And there's a certain Bukayo Saka as well, who scored a thunderbolt against Switzerland. And then there's also Xavi Simons for the Netherlands, who also scored a brilliant goal in the semi-final against England. We've seen so many goals. There's a certain Donyell Malen who scored a brilliant goal, and then Jordan Shaqiri during the group stages. We've seen so many goals. I wonder what you make of all of these goals. Well, for me personally, I think if I am to rank it, I would say the Jamal Musiala goal it should be number 1 for me. This is just my top 3. Or should I say my top 4? Or should I even say top 5? Because the goals have been incredible. We've seen some incredible goals, and I wonder what you make of some of these goals. So for me, I would say top 5. Let me go for top 5 because I'm spoiled for choice and I don't know the one to choose. So I am going to say Jamal Musiala's goal against France should be number 1. And then for number 2, it has to be that Bukayo Saka strike against Switzerland. That goal was outrageous, with his left foot from outside the box. It was an incredible goal, I have to say. So Bukayo Saka's goal is number 2. And then I am going to rate Jude Bellingham overhead kick. Jude Bellingham overhead kick, yes, for England. I think that was against either Slovakia or Slovenia. That overhead kick, to get England into extra time. That goal is definitely going to be on that list. And then Xavi Simon's goal in the semi-final, that is also another one. And then finally, I would say Jordan Shaqiri's strike here for Switzerland in the group stages. So that is that for mine, and I wonder what yours is. You can do well to drop your comments. We're streaming live on Facebook. We're also streaming live on YouTube, CTV Live. That is the handle for you if you want to be a part of this conversation. So we are going to go on a very quick break. Once we come back, still talking about the Euros, we would be talking about the players that have impressed you so far in this tournament. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to know the players that have impressed you so far, talking about both the youngsters as well as all the players in general. Who have been the standout player for you in this tournament, and who are you peeping to win the award for the player of the tournament? So guys, don't go anywhere. This and a whole lot more we would be talking about once we come back from this break. Stay tuned. Once again, welcome back. You're still listening to Hotspot on your number one online television channel, CTV. I remain your host, Wisdom Chinova, serving you all the fresh updates coming from the world of sports. And our focus today is on the Euros 2024, and the final is upon us, Spain versus England. Definitely one that we hope to be a cracking game. Yes, so before we went on the break, I said we would be talking about the standout players of the tournament so far. I would be kicking it off, and I'm going to start. So we're going to go this way. We'll talk about the standout young player of the tournament for you, and then we talk about the standout players, that is in general, separating it from the younger players and then the entire players in general. So for me, I would start with the best young player. The best young player for me so far, it has to be no one other than Lamine Yamal. There is no two ways about it. Lamine Yamal, 16 years old, carrying Spain on his shoulder, is done so much. It's been so incredible for Spain in this tournament. Down the flanks, the right hand side, he's been a menace, a thorn in the flesh of defenders, and he's gotten quite an incredible number of assists for himself at this stage, as well as a wonderful goal to top it all off for him. And then secondly, the next player for me has to be a certain Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka has been impressive for England as well. Bukayo Saka, he has been impressive as well for England. And then I think on that list I would add a certain Kobe Mainoo for England. Yes, Kobe Mainoo for Manchester United, the 18-year-old wonder kid. He's been so brilliant in midfield. He didn't start the tournament, it wasn't in the starting 11 in the tournament, but subsequently getting to the knockout stages, he made his way into the starting lineup, and for every game he's played for England, he has been very impressive for England. The stats are there to prove it. And finally, I would place Jamal Musiala for Germany. My goodness, what an incredible talent Jamal Musiala is for Germany. I'm unfortunate for him that Germany got knocked out by Spain, but my goodness, Musiala was incredible, and is a very incredible and talented player, crucial for Germany, even crucial for Bayern. And that is that for me for the best young players. And then for the players in general, I would also talk about what's his name now, it's skipping my head, the captain for Switzerland, that is Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka for Switzerland, my goodness, he was a stone in midfield for Switzerland. They were just undone, by luck. I'm going to use that word. They were undone by luck, in the semi-final against England. Should I say quarter-final rather, against England, and then setting N'Golo Kante for France. Luck wasn't just on their side against Spain, but N'Golo Kante as well, and then there's a Harry Kane there as well. He hasn't really been all that impressive, but he stepped up when it really mattered. And finally, I would say Cody Gakpo for the Netherlands, the top scorer of the competition. Yeah, it was so impressive. His stats and everything crucial for the Netherlands, but were just undone by England in the semi-final. So that is that for me. For my own best players and standard players, I wonder what you make of this conversation. Do you agree with my choices of the best players, or do you disagree, or do you think, hey, I omitted someone's name, or I was meant to add someone? Do well to leave your comments for us. If it's possible, I will be taking your comment. But if not, hey, we'll get to react and reach back to you as well. And now we'll be moving to our next conversation. I said this at the start of the show, where we'll be talking about Gareth Southgate. Yes, a friend of mine said, like play, this fraud wouldn't get sacked anymore. And I was, thinking about it, and I was wondering to myself, Gareth Southgate, no one really, for even I myself personally, for Gareth Southgate, it got to a stage, I became, I had doubts about Gareth Southgate. He was linked to Manchester United and the likes. And hey, I myself being a United fan, I was like, oh no, that cannot be right. That would not be happening. Gareth Southgate to United. Southgate is a confused coach and all of that. But, talking about all the critics that this man has received, he is the only England manager that has taken England to 2 finals back to back. No other England manager has done it in the history of the Three Lions. Gareth Southgate, the first manager to take England to 2 finals back to back. He took them to the Euro final in 2020, where they were unfortunate and they lost to Italy via penalties. And now we are taking them to another final in 2024, back to back. And I'm wondering, hey, is Gareth Southgate really that good? Is he good? Is he a very good manager, or is he a very good manager, but we decided to label him as bad? I wonder what you make of it. Because some people have the opinion that they will tell you, I would rather have a manager that, in the eyes of everyone, it might not really seem tactically sound, but he manages to get the result. And while some will tell you, no, I want a manager that would come in, play me good football, give me incredible and fantastic tactics and all of that. That is what matters to them. But the truth is, football, as they say, is not played on paper, and it is results that matters. That's why you see the likes of Jose Mourinho and the likes. Mourinho will tell you, you know what, let's just park the bus. We'll park the bus. All that matters is the result. So I wonder which side of the divide you're on. Would you, love to have a manager like Gareth Southgate, who might not really play you beautiful football, but knows how to get the job done? And I have to say this, if England should win these Euros, Gareth Southgate has to be the best manager in the history of the Three Lions. He has to be the best manager in the history of England. There is no other way you want to put it. Southgate would be, in fact, England's Euro, because he has done really, really well. Even when all the odds were against him, he has really stepped up. So I wonder what you make about Gareth Southgate. I don't think after this he would be getting sacked or he would be leaving that position, but I wonder what you make of all of this conversation. So guys, do well to drop your comments in the comment section wherever you're streaming from, if it's via Facebook or live on YouTube. Do well to drop your comments. CTV Live, that is the handle for you to drop your comment. Okay, and so I'm still on football. So, let me just give you a bit of transfer updates. But before I give you that transfer update, we are going to go for one final break once we go for this break, and when we come back, I would give you just a tiny bit of transfer updates coming from England, and then we'll conclude the show in tennis, where we know that the Wimbledon is currently on and we are getting towards the closing stages of the Wimbledon live in London. So guys, let's go on this break. Once we come back, we'll be wrapping up the shows. Okay, once again, welcome back. You're still listening to Hotspot on your number one online television channel, CTV. I remain your host, Wisdom Chumuba, aka the Principal Fin, serving you all of the updates. Today, our focus is on the Euros as well as Wimbledon. Yes, I just want to give you a bit of transfer update so you can have an idea of what is going on. Well, clubs have been making their moves. We know last week the likes of Juventus have signed some incredible players. They've signed Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa, and Wilfred Ndidi, by the way, has agreed a new contract with Leicester City, a new 3-year contract with Leicester City that will keep him at the club until 2027. But Manchester United, who have been all over the place, United have been all over the news because Ineos, the new owners or new co-owners of United, have been making moves. Well, yesterday, the appointment of Ten Hag, the former head coach of Go Ahead Eagles, and Ruud van Nistelrooy, former United legend, and the former manager of Feyenoord, have been appointed as assistant managers to work with Erik ten Hag. And today, it was confirmed that Joshua Zirkzee, who once played for Bayern as well as Bologna, is in England for his medical. Yes, he's in England for his medical, and he would be announced very soon, according to reports. Report have stated that he would be announced very soon. So Joshua Zirkzee, the striker, he has played for Bologna. He started his career from FC Bayern Munich, where he made his debut. On his debut, surprisingly, he scored a late goal on his debut. Came on in the 98th minute, scored in the 91st minute on his debut, and then since then it's been progress for Joshua Zirkzee. He's a Dutch player, by the way, and United are also close to signing Matthias de Ligt from FC Bayern Munich as well. So that is just a tiny bit of updates I have for you coming from football. So now we would be wrapping up the show with stories coming from the world of tennis, where we know that the final of the Wimbledon is currently set. That's talking about both for the men and the women's single. Well, for the men, we saw the first semi-final between Carlos Alcaraz and Daniil Medvedev go down in the early hours of the day, and that game ended in favor of Carlos Alcaraz, who has made it to another final. Yes, another Wimbledon final, but that game ended in favor of Carlos Alcaraz. It ended 7-6, 3-6, 4-6, 4-6 in favor of Carlos Alcaraz. It was a four-set game, and Carlos Alcaraz defeated Daniil Medvedev. So Novak Djokovic will be taking on Lorenzo Musetti. Yeah, Novak Djokovic is made it to the semi-final 13 times. This is a record 13-time semi-final for him, and if he gets to the final, it's going to be a huge showdown between himself and Carlos Alcaraz, but our fingers are still crossed. We don't know what to expect, because Musetti is definitely no pushover, but Novak Djokovic would definitely put up a good fight for himself. So Novak Djokovic and Musetti for the second semi-final, while Daniil Medvedev and Carlos Alcaraz is done, and Alcaraz has booked a spot in the Wimbledon final for the men's single. And then for the women's single, the final, yes, is set already. The final for the women's single is set already, because Elena Rybakina was knocked out, yes, by Redzikova Yeah, she was knocked out by Resikova. That was on Thursday, yesterday. And Vekic lost to Paulini. Paulini is a first-time finalist or semi-final. She was once a first-time semi-finalist, but now she is a first-time finalist. Yes, for the Wimbledon, and she has made it to the final. So the final would be between Regikova and Jasmine Paolini. Yes, so Jasmine Paolini and Barbora Jesikova for the final in the women's singles. So the Wimbledon would be coming to an end this weekend, going down in London. So this is what you should expect from the Wimbledon. And I know a whole lot of people have been following the Wimbledon because we saw some shocking results leading to the final. The likes of Yannick Sinner being knocked out earlier on, even the likes of Coco Golf and the likes. But that is what makes sports interesting, where we get to see upsets and cup sets, as would say in other news. But so that is the size of the package. You can do well to join us tomorrow again, where we'll be serving you fresh updates coming from the local scene. Today our focus, it was mostly or majorly rather on the Euros. Tomorrow we'll be giving you stories from the local scene. When I mean the local scene, I'm talking about the Nigerian football as well as CAF and matters relating to the Super Falcons of Nigeria, because we are set for the Paris Olympics as well. So guys, that is the size of the package. I've had fun dishing out all of this information to you, and I know that you over on the other side as well have had fun listening to me on the show. But before I go, guys, do not forget Proverbs 4 verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and in all I get in, get understanding. Goodbye.